At Bank of Blue Valley, we believe that an understanding of financial values sets individuals up for a strong future. Whether you want to talk about checking and savings accounts, review lending alternatives, or discuss starting your own business, we have the right people to listen and advise. Visit us at bankbv.com to get started today. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This week on Making Contact,
I think election fraud has always been a problem and a concern to various extents. And the main issue, whether you're talking about paper ballots or voting machines, is transparency. Transparency is really the number one thing. I think you have to really have the public involved from beginning to end.
We've got people that are really trying to cheat to win at all costs. Remember, we are talking about power. Power is never going to be given away by anybody. It has to be taken.
In this Women Rising radio program, we featured 2 election protection activists.
All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only, where you'll get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City. You can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW. Listen to us. We're on 24 hours a day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
It's the jump off. Welcome to the Cheryl Underwood Show.
That's what I'm talking about. Courtney Black. Where are we going, Kyle Irving?
George R. Smith College in Sedalia, Missouri. It was open from 18.
It's Courtney Black with the facts on Cheryl Underwood Radio, and you are in the entertainment segment with Courtney and Kyle. It's time for a social media shout out. Today I'm shouting out from Instagram my girl Donna Webster. What's up, Donna? We appreciate you, girl. If you want me to shout you out, follow us on Instagram at Cheryl Underwood Radio.
You are listening to KUAW Radio, home of the all-new Jamal Bakes Show, and I'm Jamal Bakes, and thank you so very much for listening to the station bringing you talk, news, entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. KUAWN, of and about our community.
This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
This weekend is the last weekend before Thanksgiving, and on Blues Time in the City.
You say I be bashing men's.
Man bashing? That's Miss Jody. Man bashing. She's talking this weekend, and Tina Turner's birthday is on Thanksgiving Day, so we're showing Tina much love. Join me, Roger Bailey, for Blues Time in the City. Your weekend stop for the best in blues and Southern soul. This weekend, right here.
KUAW listeners, this is Carl Boyd for Wave Your Grades, coming to you every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW.
All right, yes. It's the BFTAA and more show with your host, Louis George Walker, coming to you right now. Yes, from the KUAW radio franchise here in Kansas City, Missouri. That's right. The BFTAA and more show is ready to begin. So we will start this and get ready. All right. Well, happy holidays, everyone. Glad that you're joining us. This is BFTAA and more. I'm your host, Louis George Walker. Glad to be with you today. Yes. We've got a few things that we want to talk about today and kind of get you shaped up. get ready for the rest of the evening because we got a great lineup this evening coming up. B. Michael Long is going to be here with Shifting Paradigm. We also have Skrill Town. Welcome to Skrill Town will be coming in just a little bit. So, yeah, you stay tuned. We got a few things involved that's going to be happening today, and this is just the start of it. Hope you've been listening to KUAW Radio throughout the day. You can pick us up when we're not live on Facebook. Just go to our TuneIn. If you've got the TuneIn app, you go there. It's a free app. Download TuneIn, search KUAW Radio, and when you play it, we'll be there. Yeah, we're there. Or you can go to our website, www.kuaw.org, and click on the play button for either the TuneIn app or just the play, and you will get this radio show. We broadcast 24/7, 365. So you can always check us out. We've got something going on there. This is the Black Family Technology and Awareness Association and the W.E.B. Du Bois Learning Center's project that came together to form this radio station, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. We call it KUAW. That's right, and we're the home of the Cheryl Underwood radio show. You can listen to Cheryl Underwood here every day from 12 until 2 o'clock, and on the weekend, you can pick up their late night cupcaking show, and we also have their spiritual nourishment show. So join us with that. We've got a lot of shows that we syndicate in. The Jamal Bates Show is on, where he gives you a lot of inspiration and motivational music and talk. Check it out, some interviews with artists. It's a great show. He's on every Friday at 2 and Sunday at 1 o'clock. So don't forget to check out the Jamal Bates Show. Another syndicated show we have is Warren Ballantine, if you remember him with the Truth Fighters. Warren Ballantine comes on every day from 11 to 12, just before Cheryl Underwood, so you can check out his show. And another syndicated show on the weekend for all you blues lovers out there. Yes, we've got Blues Time in the City with Rosine Bailey. That's right, Rosine is on every Saturday and Sunday. We play him a couple of times on Saturday and on Sunday, so you can get some of that blues that you just can't lose with. So, yeah, just check out KUAW Radio. We've got a lot of things going on the air. Now, when we're live like we are right now, you can pick us up on Facebook at KUAW-Radio, or you can go to our YouTube, KUAW Space Radio, or go to the Twitter or Periscope, and we're at KUAW_radio. And now we're also on Twitch. So if you're a gamer and you want to take a break from your game and check us out, go to the Twitch site and do KUAW Space Radio. So we're on those platforms, and there's more to come because we continually grow and try to make this program better and to expand it some. So we hope that you're enjoying it and listening, because we have some good talk and information, and we've got smooth jazz. We've got news shows that are on here. We've got a hip-hop show, Skrill Town, that comes on. So we've got a few different shows, a lot of talk, T-Baby, and with The Truth Be Told, and the Lene Gray Show. So check us out. We got a lot of things, and this is a growing station. So tell your friends, check out that station, KUAW Radio. You can see our old shows, too, when you go on YouTube or Facebook. You can see how we've changed, how we've come along, how we're doing things differently than we did before. So be sure and check out KUAW Radio on most of your social or the big social media platforms. We're not on TikTok right now, but they only let you have a few minutes, and we're on for like an hour or 30 minutes or something like that. But we'll start putting up either some little bits of what our show and what things are about. Boy, how come a cap looks like it's crooked? Okay, there we go. So we'll be putting on different stuff from our shows, different cut pieces that you'll be able to pick up on Instagram and on TikTok and some of the other sites. So we want to be able to give you the news, give you the information that you need that can help you to make better decisions or to just be informed of things going on in the community. There's a lot. We just had got through with Giving Tuesday last week. We were on that, which happened right after our show. I want to thank everybody that made a donation to KUAW Radio or the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, and also the WEB Du Bois Learning Center, because they're all nonprofits, and Giving Tuesday is one time that you can give to help make an impact. So we want to thank you for thinking about us in your giving. We also would like to remind you that we are a nonprofit, and we live off of our donors, off of your giving is what helps us to continue to do what we're doing. So we need donors, we need sponsors and supporters. If you have a business, or if you know someone that has a business, an organization, excuse me, or just want to get some message out and they would like to sponsor a show or be a sponsor of this station, and we would put out a public service announcement for them, have them contact KUAW Radio. If your business would like to be heard about supporting KUAW Radio and all the good things going on here in the community, then you can become a sponsor of one of the shows or of the radio station as a whole, and your name would be up there. Your picture would be up, like up in this corner now where you see the Bank of Blue Valley. That's one of our sponsors, and you've seen a few others, some of our show hosts. But we'll have you on our pages. We'll mention you in our printouts. So if your business would like to be recognized as doing things and working with community organizations, have them get in touch with KUAW Radio. You can give us a call at 816-599-6893, or you can email us at KUAW985@gmail.com. You can also hit us up on Facebook or Twitter. Just send us a message and we'll get back in touch with you and tell you how you can be a sponsor and get recognized on air for supporting KUAW Radio. We'll be glad, and we're thankful for all the sponsors that we have, and we want to thank all those individuals that gave. We had $5 gifts, we had $50 gifts, any range of donations. And you can still donate to KUAW Radio or the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. Go to our website, www.kuaw.org, and there's a donate button. I believe also if you go to our Facebook page, we have a donate button. So you can make a donation with your credit card or debit card. Right now, we're getting ready to open up a Cash App so that you'll be able to make Cash App donations to KUAW also. But we want you to be able to help support this radio station. We're a community radio station. We're wanting to be in your home and wanting to be helping you with timely information. But we can't do that without the support of the community. Also, like to say, if you want to hear us through TuneIn, we're also on your smart speakers. So if you have that Echo speaker or the Amazon speaker or something, if you tell your speaker to play KUAW, you'll hear us. So you can pick us up on all of that. You can put us on that Bluetooth in your car. You can listen to us as you drive. If you're at home, you tell your smart speaker to play KUAW, and you will hear us. So we've got some smooth jazz Christmas music going on. We got some of that old blues and R&B Christmas music that's going on right now. So if you want to get in that Christmas spirit, listen to some of KUAW Radio. Want to thank you all, too. And I think, let me see on the Facebook side who we have on here right now, if we got anybody listening to you. Just see, okay, we see that Shay Phillips has reacted to us, and a few other people. We just had some donations that came in. So, yeah, we're really glad about that. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. I'll pull up, let's see if we can bring this up and see if anybody is talking to us right now. The people are live right now. Okay, there we are. There it is. Okay. Yes, and I also have a watch party that I started. Haven't got around to inviting a lot of people yet, but we've got it up here. And yes, I see Mildred, my wife, is listening, so she always tunes in. Thank you, dear. We love you for that. And we're getting some donations from some folks today, so we do appreciate that. Be sure you can make a donation to KUAW Radio in any amount, too. It can be $5, $10, $1, $100. Any amount will help. It helps us to pay the bills. It helps us to get new equipment. We're going to have to replace our computers They've been in here for 5 years now. We started in 2015, and we've got some computers getting a little long in the tooth. They weren't new when we started. They definitely could use some updating, so we would appreciate that. Now, the goal of this radio station is to bring you news and information. And one thing that we do, we're about STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, along with our community information. So we would like for you to pay attention now. We've got some information from NASA. We bring that on every week, this week at NASA. So you can check out what's going on with our National Aeronautics and Space Administration show. So this week in NASA lets you know what we're doing in the United States as far as space, and gives you the latest update. So right now, we want to bring you this week what's happening at NASA.
Critical cargo on the next space station resupply mission, NASA is at a virtual Earth and space science meeting and a key piece of hardware installed on the Orion spacecraft. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. NASA partners SpaceX's 21st commercial resupply services mission to the International Space Station is using the company's upgraded Dragon spacecraft to deliver supplies and payloads, including the first commercially funded space station airlock and critical materials for the multitude of science and research investigations that will be conducted by the Expedition 64 and 65 crews. At this year's virtual meeting of the American Geophysical Union, NASA and researchers from around the world are presenting new findings on Earth and space science topics. These include news about the Solar Orbiter mission, findings about environmental trends due to the coronavirus pandemic, an update on Jupiter's cyclones, and more. The virtual meeting runs through December 17th. For more details, check out nasa.gov/AGU. The forward bay cover has been installed to the top of the Orion spacecraft for our Artemis 1 mission, the first uncrewed flight of the spacecraft around the moon and back. This critical piece of hardware will protect Orion's crew module as it travels back through Earth's atmosphere at speeds of more than 25,000 miles per hour. The cover will eventually be jettisoned to allow the 3 main parachutes to open and slow the capsule down enough for a safe splashdown in the Pacific Ocean. Meanwhile, the Orion spacecraft structural test article is back at our Langley Research Center in preparation for another series of water impact tests scheduled for early next year. Data from these tests will be used for final computer modeling of the Orion capsule for Artemis 2, the program's first mission with astronauts around the moon and back. Artemis 2 will also pave the way to land the first woman and next man on the moon by 2024 during Artemis 3. Our Viper robot will be the first off-world rover to have its brains split in two, effectively using onboard flight software and software running from mission control on Earth to help it search for water ice on the surface of the moon. Teams at our Ames Research Center recently began putting the software through its paces using an engineering prototype of the rover. Viper is planned for delivery to the moon as early as December 2022 through our Commercial Lunar Payload Services initiative. Thanks to the Chandra X-ray Center's data sonification project, you can now see and listen to images of some familiar cosmic objects. Data sonification takes information collected by telescopes and converts it into sounds, with the data in some cases being heard as various musical instruments and/or as sounds within different audio frequencies. Imagery data from NASA's Chandra X-ray Observatory, Hubble Space Telescope, and Spitzer Space Telescope are featured. You can check it out at go.nasa.gov/cosmic sounds. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.
All right, everyone. Yes. That's what's going on at NASA. They're doing some fantastic things. Going up to the moon, and there's plans of setting up a permanent establishment. They're going to go to the moon and stay. It's not going up there and turning around and coming right back after a day or two. No, we're planning on going to the moon and staying. And if you saw that lunar exploration model that they had there, those type of robots are what we work with our kids on at the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We have two robot platforms that we use. One is Lego for our younger kids, and for our middle and high school kids, we use a Vex robot. But we have the kids build robots, and they go through different challenges every year. And it's been really a challenge this year with the pandemic for us to try and pivot to being a virtual, because so much more is learned. Our program isn't just about building the robot. It's about the teamwork. It's about the mentorship and the being together that counts. And it's been hard for us to make that pivot to doing all of that virtually. We're trying to come up with some virtual applications that we can use that would benefit the kids, but it's been quite a challenge for us to try and see what we can do to benefit our young people with a virtual challenge. But we are working on it, and matter of fact, we've got a trial that's going to be happening this Friday, because we're going to be a part of the Urban Tech virtual event. It was supposed to happen last Friday, but the date got postponed until this Friday. So we're supposed to get together with students from various high schools around the Kansas City area virtually. This is being set up by a group called Urban Tech. Miss Ina Montgomery is the founder of Urban Tech, and she has put together a fantastic program of working with young people and doing it virtually. So she's gotten a lot of groups, the colleges around, and some corporations that are helping. And we're going to have some virtual activities for kids to take part in this Friday morning. Now, it's not open for you to just have your child come in. I think this is working through different schools that we'll send. And it's a virtual event, and it's for boys this time. This is a boys' virtual event. She had one out in Lee Summit last year that we participated in, and it's to get young African American and Hispanic males together and to show them what they can do, how they can advance, and what can be done with science and technology. So we wanted to make sure that we don't leave any of our young people behind. And sometimes that I know there's been a big push to get women into STEM and into science and stuff, but we have to remember also that our young males, especially African American and Hispanics, are not represented equally in corporate or in STEM fields either. So we're trying to work with that, and Ina has been doing a great job with it. We're going to trial virtually working with the kids, doing some virtual robotics at that event. And if it all goes well, we're going to open it up to the students that are involved in our robotics program so that they can have some things that they can do even from the comfort of their homes, even though we can't get together. When we were getting together, we had a great time with the kids, and it was a lot of learning, because a lot of our young men are very tactile learners. They want to touch it. They want to feel it, put it together. All of that is a part of the learning process. So we're going to be working with them, and hopefully we'll get something going that we can continue to work with our young people. But our hats off to Urban Tech and Miss Ina Montgomery for the program that she has planned for this Friday. I know we're going to have a great time, and we're going to really enjoy being out there with the young people. We had a meeting of the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, KUAW radio hosts, and all this Saturday, and we were talking about things we can do, how we can continue to reach the public, how we can get out there and bring young people in, bring adults in to work with the programs we have. So we're constantly trying to see how we can be an asset to the community. And we thank you for letting us work with your young people. Now, we've kind of talked about that. There's another thing that's on the horizon that I wanted to talk about. There is we've been dealing with this pandemic, the coronavirus, COVID-19, however you want to refer to it. But it's been a real, a real doozy of a year working with that, because we've had a lot of things going on. Well, now they've got vaccines, and they're going to be hopefully one will get approved. The Pfizer one, I think, is supposed to be approved maybe Monday after the FDA meets. Then they're going to start distributing it. So people before the end of this month will start receiving it. Now, first it's going to go to the senior citizens in nursing homes, and then to nurses, doctors, healthcare workers, I guess ambulance drivers, those. So it's not going to be out to the public right away, but they're starting to roll it out, so it is coming. And we know there's a lot of people that are confused, some that are apprehensive of even taking the vaccine, even working with the vaccine. So I did a little research to try and find out, what can we do to help get people information about vaccines, about vaccination. So I did a little work. I went to the World Health Organization, the WHO, and some other online sites to kind of get information to give to you. And that's what I want to do right now. Let's talk about the vaccines. It says, how does a vaccine work? And that's one thing that you need to know, is that people are wondering whether they're going to get the vaccine. How does it work? It says vaccines reduce risk of getting a disease by working with your body's natural defenses to build protection. When you get a vaccine, your immune system responds. It recognizes the invading germs such as a virus or bacteria. It produces antibodies. Antibodies are proteins produced naturally by the immune system to fight disease. It remembers the disease and how to fight it. So if you are then exposed to the germ in the future, your immune system can quickly destroy it before you become unwell. The vaccine is therefore a safe and clever way to produce an immune response in the body without causing illness. Our immune systems are designed to remember. Once exposed to one or more doses of a vaccine, we typically remain protected against a disease for years, decades, or even a lifetime. This is what makes vaccines so effective. Rather than treating a disease after it occurs, vaccines prevent us in the first instance from getting sick. So it's saying now vaccines are not a cure. They don't do anything to get rid of a disease after that you've got. What it is a preventative. They give you a low dose or even a dead dose of the virus so that your body builds up a defense for it. So then if the virus and the natural elements comes at you, it already knows how to respond to it, already knows how to defeat it. So it's not a cure other than the fact that it stops you from getting the disease before you become unwell. So it's more of a preventative matter as opposed to a curative matter. So like if you have the flu or something, getting the flu shot after you got the flu ain't gonna make you better. You have to get the flu shot every year before you get the flu. And that gives your body a chance to build up the defense. It works on the bacteria in the flu shot, which is weakened, and it knows how to fight it. So then when the flu comes, it's ready. It says, oh, I've seen this before. I know how to take care of it. When new viruses form or get into the human population, the thing that makes us so sick is that our immune system have never seen it before. They don't know how to fight it. They don't know what to do. So your immune system is trying to learn, is trying to figure out how to beat this thing. But with a vaccine, if you get a vaccine, it gives your immune system a head start. So now it says, how do vaccines protect individuals and communities? Vaccines work by training and preparing the body's natural defenses, the immune system to recognize and fight off viruses and bacteria. If the body is exposed to those disease-causing pathogens later, it will be ready to destroy them quickly, which prevents illness. When a person gets vaccinated against a disease, their risk of infection is also reduced, so they're also far less likely to transmit the disease to others. As more people in the community get vaccinated, fewer people remain vulnerable, and there is less possibility for passing the pathogen on from person to person. Lowering the possibility of a pathogen to circulate in a community protects those who cannot be vaccinated due to other serious health conditions from the disease targeted by the vaccine. This is called herd immunity. I know you've heard them talk about herd immunity, that if most people get vaccinated and they can protect, then those that can't will be protected by the fact that the disease just can't live around them to get past to them. Herd immunity exists when a high percentage of a population is vaccinated, making it difficult for infectious diseases to spread because there are not many people who can be infected. But herd immunity only works if most people are vaccinated. At the same time, herd immunity does not protect against all vaccine preventable diseases. For example, tetanus is caught from a bacteria in the environment, not from other people. So those who are immunized are not protected from the disease, even if those who are unimmunized are not protected from the disease, even if most of the rest of the community is vaccinated. So tetanus, you have to get a shot because it doesn't float around in the air and stuff. You know, it'll usually enter you from a cut or something like that. So you're not going to get it passed from person to person. So it doesn't fit into the same category that vaccination will give you herd immunity, although a vaccination against tetanus keeps you from getting tetanus. So that's it. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we do get vaccinated against from time to time, and that's what we use to help our bodies fight off different diseases. And those are some of the things that we have to remember. So getting vaccinated is a way not just to protect you, but as more people get vaccinated, then those that may be too sick or have other reasons or allergic even to the vaccine itself won't get sick or have less of a chance of getting sick because the disease can't thrive around them. It won't be a lot of people carrying the disease, passing it on to other people because less people will be sick. So you do need to get vaccinated, as many people as possible. And I know the word goes around, I don't want to be the first to get it. I'll let other people try and all of that. But the quicker we get vaccinated, the quicker that the COVID pandemic can be brought under control. Quicker we can get back to shaking hands together, you know, or being around one another and not talking through masks and those type of things. So, you know, it's up to everybody to make a decision, but you need to make a decision from an intelligent point of view and from getting data, and that's what, you know, we're trying to do for you here right now. Now, a lot of people are wondering about vaccines being tested. How are they developed? How do they know if they're going to work? How do they know if they're safe? It says the most commonly used vaccines have been around for decades, with millions of people receiving them safely every year. A lot of us have been vaccinated. There was a polio vaccine that was going around when I was starting school, and everybody was getting vaccinated against polio. They were getting vaccinated right away because polio was really a crippling disease that would hit you. And it was another virus, but it made people where they couldn't walk. They got numb in their legs or arms, and it could kill you. And now you don't hear about polio as much because most people are vaccinated against it, and it's not a disease that's spread around anymore. As with all medicines, every vaccine must go through extensive and rigorous testing to ensure it is safe before it can be introduced in a country. An experimental vaccine is first tested in animals to evaluate its safety and potential to prevent disease. It is then tested in human clinical trials in 3 phases. So they've had 3-phase tests, and the vaccines that are going out now have been through those 3 phases. They've even been through the animal testing. The one thing they said to speed it up is they did some of the animal testing and human testing in parallel so that they could do it faster. But it's been tested. It's been tested through all the 3 phases. In phase 1, the vaccine is given to a small number of volunteers to assess its safety, confirm that it generates an immune response, and determine the right dosage. In phase 2, the vaccine is usually given to hundreds of volunteers who are closely monitored for any side effects to further assess its ability to generate an immune response. In this phase, data are collected whenever possible on disease outcomes, but usually not in large enough numbers to have a clear picture of the effect of the vaccine on disease. Participants in this phase have the same characteristics, such as age and sex, as the people for whom the vaccine is intended. In this phase, some volunteers receive the vaccine and others do not. which allows comparisons to be made and conclusions drawn about the vaccine. So what they do is they give people the vaccine. They don't give you the disease, but you're exposed to the disease just in daily living. They look at the numbers, look at how many people are still contracting the disease after they've received the vaccine. In phase 3, the vaccine is given to thousands of volunteers, some of whom receive an investigational vaccine and some of whom do not, just like in phase 2. Data from both groups are carefully compared to see if the vaccine is safe and effective against the disease it is designed to protect against. So this has already been given to thousands of volunteers. Thousands of people have had the vaccine from Pfizer, the one from Moderna. All of them, in order to get approved, it has to be given to thousands of people who volunteer. We've seen that. I saw a young lady on the news this weekend that she was one of the volunteers. There are a lot of volunteers. They're not getting people that have COVID. They're getting healthy people. They're using them to see if they develop the immune system. So the way that they know if it works is if nobody gets sick, or not that many people get sick, but it is not a cure. It doesn't make you well if you got it. So once the results of clinical trials are available, a series of steps are required, including reviews of efficacy, safety, and manufacturing for regulatory and public health policy approvals before a vaccine may be introduced into a national immunization program. So that's the thing. So now they're looking over the paperwork, looking over the results. That's what they're going to be meeting on, I believe it's Thursday, I heard on the news today, to determine if this is ready to go out to the people for an immunization program. This will be the start of the program. We're through with the phase testing. So it's if they approve it, that means it's ready for use, and you will be given it. So that's a little bit about how vaccines are developed. It talks about what's in a vaccine, which all the ingredients of a vaccine play an important role in ensuring a vaccine is safe and effective. Some of these include the antigen. This is a killed or weakened form of the virus or bacteria, which trains the body to recognize and fight the disease if we encounter it in the future. Adjuvants, which help to boost our immune response. This means they help vaccines to work better. Preservatives, which ensure a vaccine stays effective. Stabilizers, which protect the vaccine during storage and transportation. So vaccine ingredients can look unfamiliar when they are listed on a label. However, many of the components used in vaccines occur naturally in the body, in the environment, and in the foods we eat. All of the ingredients in vaccines, as well as the vaccines themselves, are thoroughly tested and monitored to ensure they are safe. So that's some information about vaccines, about how they're created, how they're tested. You can go online and check this out. The World Health Organization has a site, and they also have lists of other sites that you can use to compare this with. Check it out on the web for yourself. Tell your family about it. I myself, I'm going to take the vaccine. Okay, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to take the vaccine. That is my choice, my decision. And I'll do that unless there's some real adverse thing that happened between now and it being made available to me. I plan on getting vaccinated. I think that part of my civic duty is to help protect not just my loved ones, but the community as a whole. And me getting vaccinated helps me not become one that may spread the disease to others, even if they're not vaccinated. So that's the decision that I'm making for that. But each individual will do his own thinking on it. But vaccination isn't a boogeyman. If you think about it, you've been vaccinated. Most of us have received some vaccination. You may hear horror stories. Somebody say they got vaccinated and this or that happened. And not to say that there may not be someone that's had a bad effect from it, but people have had bad effects from drinking milk. from a lot of things. So nothing is 100%. Nothing is 100%. So, I hope that we can get vaccinated, that this community, that we will be able to get past what's going on, what's happening with this coronavirus, so that we can get our lives into the new world. Because we're not going to go back to the way it was, but we're going to go into the new way of things being. So I hope that you will take that to heart and see about getting your vaccination. All right. So that's what I've got to say about that. In these last few minutes, want to let you know again that we are still the Black Family Technology Awareness Association. We want to make sure that your family is using technology to the best to improve your standard of living. Yes, for your enjoyment, for your education, for your career, for as many things as we can use these tools for. That's what we need to be doing, because as a people, we need to embrace and use technology to do things better. Technology is all around us, and I'm not just talking about computers, but everything we use is technology. So some people say, well, they always change. They change too much. Well, they might have said that about the first person that made a shovel. That was technology. When people were using sticks to try and dig holes or to plant their crop, somebody came along with a sharp blade and a shovel. That was a new technology. Somebody invented a wheel. That was a new technology, so that you could roll things, that you could move things. And when you're in school, they talked about levers and learning to use the basic tools. All of those were advances in technology, and technology continues to advance. And now we're in an age where there's a lot of digital technology and electronic technology that's coming along, and some people feel threatened by it. Yes, it's going to change things. This pandemic has changed things. Change is something that is going to happen. Change things have never been static where they just didn't change. The world wasn't designed that way. There's constantly going to be change. So let's get involved with the technology, even if it's in construction work, even if you like building buildings or pouring concrete. Concrete's not poured the way it was 25, 30 years ago. If you talk to somebody in the concrete business, they'll tell you about the new changes, the new technologies that are being used. Buildings aren't built the same way. They're still construction workers, but they're doing things different. The guys were up on my roof, put a new roof on. None of them had a hammer that they was beating things with. They've got new technology. They're up there, pop, bop, 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 and the roof is on in no time. In one day, they've taken it off the old one, put the new one on, and ready to go. Well, that's because of technology. So we shouldn't be afraid of technology, and we don't want to down technology, because technology, it just depends upon how we use it. It's just like owning a gun. Some people say they're just against guns, but it's not the gun in and of itself. It's how we use it. It's what we do with it. So it's a technology, but it depends upon how you use it, that if it does good, if it does bad. So we're about technology, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, STEM. That is what the BFTAA is. That is what we do, and we're going to talk about it. So if you have some comments that you would like to post to KUAW after this, if you don't agree with my stand on vaccines or anything like that, please put them on KUAW Radio right here on Facebook or on YouTube or in Twitter, LinkedIn. Send me a message and we can talk about it. We can discuss it, because we don't all have to think the same, but we should be able to talk to each other. We should be able to work together and see what another person is thinking. So, yeah, give us a call, 816-599-6893. You can call KUAW Radio, and we can talk about what we've talked about today. We hope that you enjoyed the show and hope that your young people will get involved in some STEM-related activities while they're in school. And if you're an adult, that you will do some continual learning and learn what you can do in STEM. I mean, we look at this radio world, and we've got to make some changes in here to move up. We've got an analog board over here that a lot of people are using digital mixing boards. We're using computers that are probably 7 or 8 years old, that there have been a lot more advances in them. So in order for us to give you a better show, we're going to have to make better purchases of equipment. Now, I say that to let you know that we also do continue wanting to raise funds. So if you'd like to donate to KUAW Radio or the Black Family Technology Awareness Association, be sure and go to our website, www.kuaw.org. You can make a donation there. We've got a donation box there. You can leave us a note, use your credit card, your debit card. It'll go right to our PayPal account. We appreciate it. You can also go to www.bftaa.org and make your donation. You can make a donation on our Facebook page. Yeah, we have a donate button right there on the KUAW-radio Facebook page. We would appreciate it. We need your help in order to make this station grow, and we hope that you would help us. So we got our next show host coming in. Making waves, so stay tuned at 6 o'clock. B. Michael Long will be here with the Shifting Paradigm Show. So keep it tuned in right here, KUAW Radio. In 15 minutes, there'll be another show on with B. Michael Long. We hope that you'll join us again. That's been my show for today. I love you. I will be talking back with you later. Thank you for tuning in to the BFTAA and More Show. And this is your host, Louis George Walker, signing off. Have a great evening. All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only